We always went for short walks, and back home, she wanted to race to the door. We lived in an apartment in the city, but we would spend the weekends in our country house. It was a perfect way for her to burn energy. She isn't very active indoors. And she just eats, sleeps, and cuddles. Ragged Catan is definitely an outdoor cat. But give her access to the backyard and the forest, and a whole new world was open for her. She loves running, so we decided to have these races. We started when she was about 2 years old. In the summertime, maybe 2 per week. Winter, 2 per month. First time we did a race, she was a bit surprised that I was so serious when I ran, but she loved it. She's very eager to start running when we're close to the starting line. The fastest race I have on video is 60 meters in 5.8 seconds. She always wants to win. In 12 years of doing these races, she's never lost. In the winter, I almost never cover the bar, so they're nice and sharp and she can get a good grip on the snow. I think she likes the grip she gets. She'll dive into the snow and jump around. She likes summer best. In summer, she can run in the forest, in the fields, or on the country road. She spent all of her time outdoors exploring everything. She loves climbing on big boulders and exploring. She always looks super happy outside. When she was 7 years old, we decided to permanently move to the country house. I'm so grateful to have her in my life. She's such a good and fun friend. She's taught me to slow down and spend more time at home. She taught me that it's amazing to just sit and enjoy the forest.
When I was pregnant, she never left my side. She was always sleeping on my chest or my belly. She knew I was pregnant. She knew there was something going on. She was just always near me. Even when I was upstairs in my room, she'd come sit with me. She'd never be with my partner. It was always with me. Even when I was sick in bed, she'd still be by my side. We got her when I just turned 20 weeks. She's definitely a little character. A little terror sometimes as well. I was always worried about how she would react with Alea. Literally everything of Alea, Maisie thinks it's hers. She'd be everywhere. She's like, is this all for me? My partner said before we go in, we'll close the door to go to the glass door, so at least Maisie could see her then. Brought Alea in and put her on the table, and then Maisie was straight away rubbing up against the car seat like cats do. It's like she knew who it was in a way. Maisie was a bit wary. She kept her distance because she was like, who's this new addition? just stayed back and watched her, enjoying the vibe kind of thing. Over the last few months, she's gotten closer and closer and closer to the point where she's literally on my lap now, next to Leia. She's just embraced it all. But I think she loves Maisie. Leia will just lay there looking at her and she'll just giggle. She just finds her amusing somehow. When my partner were downstairs and Leia's upstairs in bed, she wouldn't go to either room. Maisie was straight away sitting in between on the landing upstairs, so it's like she's protecting her.
She's going in your chair. You claiming it?
I can't wait to watch them grow up together. Just seeing their bond now is obviously just going to grow. They are definitely sisters.
They just trotted around with it like it was this magical, beautiful treasure. Oliver became container cat this one evening. I looked down and he was walking across the house with the container in his mouth. And at first I was kind of shocked, and now he does it all the time. He was biting it so hard. He's like running full speed with the container. I think he got it off the shelf. He was somewhere he wasn't supposed to be, getting into things as he does.
These quirks of his personality have really shown us how far Oliver has come.
Oliver was sitting under a bush just by himself in my neighborhood, and I just swooped him up. His eyes were almost glued shut, so I was on the clock just bottle feeding him. But weeks after Oliver got really ill, I decided to put him in my shirt and give him skin-to-skin contact like you would a newborn baby. A couple hours later, his fever broke. I just knew he was touching my cat. It was just this feeling of, we did this. It took him 3 days to start being a maniac. He would climb in and out of the blinds. He would fling himself off the couch all night long. Oliver from day one took to the dogs because the dogs were obsessed with him because he was so tiny and crazy. Then as he got older, he started to realize, I'm also a cat. My cats were just not having that. They will hiss at him. Other animals don't really like him either. My little sister has birds, and the poor birds were stressed.
Even though he gets along with the dogs, he never quite found one buddy or best friend. So when he found the Tupperware, it was as if he finally found his companion. But Oliver would steal that container every night, and I needed that Tupperware for myself. So we decided to give him a surprise.
Oliver, we have something. Would you like to open it?
It was almost 20 new containers.
This cat is truly living his best life.
He sniffed every single one individually, and then he just immediately went into the big box and sat in it. So I opened each one, and that's when it really started to hit him that he was gonna have to play with these containers. He started putting his paws in them, and then I put some toys and stuff. And then my one cat walked up and was trying to play with him, and he was just swatting her in the face. And he played with those containers on the floor for 2 hours. There's tiny little itty bitty ones. Those were his favorite. If we just are the weird family with containers on our floor, I honestly think that some part of him knew that he was being taken care of. Once he realized that he was no longer suffering, he was just like, oh, this is my family, and all hell broke loose. And I'm like, you deserve this. So now he's container cat.
That's not a meow.
Just came home one day and I noticed this cat.
Good boy.
Oh, stop. Every time I got near him, he would just hiss.
Hi, buddy.
Daily, I'd see him hanging out.
I missed you, Krabs.
took 6 months for me to get somewhat close to him, to make him realize that I'm a friend and I'm just here to help. And then he started just sitting at my porch, just waiting for me.
Good morning, Mr. Krabs. Hi. Give me meow. Yeah, you good meow. That's a good meow.
That's why I named him Mr. Krabs. He is just a crabby feral cat.
Come on. Let's go to our spot. I know, stop it.
And I decided to open up my front door, just see if he would come in. Sure enough, he did. He was just looking around. He was very curious. Mr. Krabs is sitting in my house. Literally just chilling. Oh, okay. Well, now I say that. There he goes. I came home the next day, and my neighbor comes over. She's crying. Mr. Krabs and this other cat she was feeding both got hit by a car. We ended up calling animal control, got him in the net, and he is in the box. We're going home.
There he is. Looking a little bit lazy right now.
Couldn't walk. He was in so much pain.
Yeah, I know it's okay.
He said that he was a work in progress, and are you sure you want to take him? And I said, yep, I will be there.
Hey, Mr. Krabs. Let's go, buddy.
He was very groggy. Didn't really know what was going on. I just sat there. I talked to him. Every single day, I would sit there with him. When he started eating, that was just that sign. Okay, we're gonna do this. Saw little paw prints in the litter box. He's getting up. He's starting to go to the bathroom. He decided to come on in and make himself at home and jump on the couch. It's just been really rewarding to see the progress that Mr. Krabs has been taking and not giving up. Look at that face. Look at what a chunk he is.
It's okay, buddy. Come on in. Bring your food in. You are clear. The coast is clear. Come on in, buddy. Come on in.
Send him on the visit probably a few times a week at this point.
Remember how I said send him out the window keeper?
Well,
Here he is.
he would take a bite to eat, then he'd kind of look around. He was very wired with attention and looking for predators. And once he would spot me, he would make eye contact, and his eyes would get really big, and he'd freeze. And then if I moved a little bit or breathed or whatever, he would turn around and run. He probably thought that it was unusual that there's so much food and it could be a trap.
Oh, where are you? You come inside, brother. Here, I'll step back. Come here. Come on in. No threats inside. You come in. Threat level 0.
And then eventually, in time, he got a little more used to me.
Hey, sweetie.
He might like 6 feet away, and then he would think about it, and he might walk back to the food bowl. So at that point, the next challenge for me was to try to see if I could get him to come inside and let me pet him.
Look at that. As if I'm keeping it. Oh, I thought maybe for a moment he wanted to come inside, but it looks like he just wants to eat some food.
I moved into the country, and after a few months, I noticed there was a cat walk around my yard. So I realized he needed some care because he was really thin, and he looked like he was starving.
He's gonna let you get upstairs and go to the side of the room. That's what I guess. Interesting. I think he hears me. Hey, buddy. How's the baby doing?
At first, I thought his cut ear was like frostbite or maybe an animal bit it, and then people told me somebody cut it. And you feel bad for him because he probably thinks something bad's gonna happen. I remember opening my door and trying to call him. But he saw me outside, he would run away, and that surprised me. So I put out a little can of tuna fish out there for him, and also I bought some cat food. And he immediately went for the cat food and started eating.
Hey, he's so bitchy. Inside, bro. Come on inside. Come in. I can't eat here.
I initially thought he maybe just needed some temporary help with his passing through. And then I realized he was homeless and actually needed a home more than just food.
Do I have to get a treat out for you? Do I have to get a treat out for you? Just like old times, huh? Do I have to get a treat out? I might have to do that. See if I can get a nice treat.
I could tell he wanted inside, but he didn't have all the courage to actually make that leap.
When the keeper he wants inside, I'm moving him in. Just. Here you go. Here you go.
And then one day, I had a sliding door open, and he would just stand there. He'd tiptoe a little bit in.
I'm going to here. Here you go. There you go. Good boy.
But when Cinnamon first came in the house, that was a huge moment because I knew that this was breaking a lot of ground with him.
You want to come inside, don't you? Ready to come inside? Ready, spaghetti? Here you go. Time to go inside. There we go. Whoa.
And then he ran downstairs and hid under her bed for probably 2 to 4 hours. So I gave him some space, and he actually came out and moved to me. But there was still a challenge of him not wanting to be petted.
I guess he's done. What you doing? What you doing, buddy? You go. Hey.
But then he bumped his head on my arm, trying to rub his cheek on my arm. And then once he let me pet him, it accelerated pretty fast from there.
Kitty. Kitty. But hanging out. I'm real stoned, buddy.
We go for walks in the woods, and he would follow me like a dog. And he just runs and hops up a tree, and that's just the funniest thing, because a lot of this is new to me. He's a very affectionate cat, and he shows his emotions with a lot of meows. And we'll watch movies together, and he'll rest his chin on my arm, which is really cute.
We're watching the children here.
If I'm gone, like for work for a few days, or on vacation and come back home, to show he misses me, he'll like lick my arm for a while.
What has he been doing all day? Hey, Barbie. I missed you. I was getting worried, dude.
He has a really well-balanced life now, being inside and outside when he wants to be.
Want to go back inside, buddy?
Especially when we're together outside, he loves when I walk with him in the woods. There's always new things I'm figuring out about him. You can tell he's really happy.
Good morning to my sweet little Cinnabon, huh? Yeah? Veggie?
Start the morning off with the treat. Oh boy. It's interesting thinking back, and I believe everything happens for a reason. I was told by someone else that you never really choose a cat will choose you, and he certainly did. And it opened up a lot of doors for me, and learning empathy, learning to provide for an animal, and also being part of their life. That's really amazing to me.
What are you doing? I'm asking if you're gonna do the dishes with her right now. What's he gonna do now? He's gonna check on Daddy.
And him coming into my life, uninvited, really, is pretty amazing.
Sometimes love finds us when we least expect it. And earning trust can often take some time, but it's always worth it. Kindness didn't just change Cinnabon's life, it changed Alex's too.
She was scared of me. She stayed in that bathroom for a very long time. She found the highest point she could go to, which was above the mirror in my bathroom. Sometimes when I was up there, she would fall out. It was like she had never been able to sleep that deeply before. So I put a bed in the sink to break her fall. The first couple days were difficult, but the next couple days she explored at night. She started to go downstairs and was under the couch. When she heard me get into bed, she would come out from the couch, eat her food, and then I see she's laying around. I started to feel like, okay, she's enjoying her life a little bit. But then each morning, she'd zoom right back under the couch. I started trying to play with her because I saw her playing at night. She would stick a paw out and play here and there throughout the day. She can't.
When he first arrived, he was hiding, and I think I caught him off guard, and he hissed and got a little bit scared. But when I left the room, he started crying like he wanted my attention. I kept telling him, buddy, you can't have it both ways. Eventually, he realized that he wanted me to come and get him and make him feel secure. Scotty was found in Arizona. I've fostered hundreds of fosters over the years. I was asked by another rescue partner if I could take him in. Oh, by the way, he doesn't really have much in the way of back legs. There were just 2 little nubs. The doctor said his bad nub is the one that has the bone exposed. We needed to wait until he was a little bit bigger until that bad nub could be removed. I did panic a little. I started thinking, what am I getting myself into? What's his future going to be? And could I get him adopted? He needed help. And welcome to your new foster home. There you go, buddy. I had a room that was set up specifically for him. He got to go around pretty well. But he was an
be a ballerina actually, so she was really knowledgeable about how you can protect toes. She had an idea of putting booties with a little bit of rubber traction on the bottom. Scotty didn't want to do anything but play with it.
Say thanks to Grandma. She sent some lamb's wool, but that's basically he's just using it to play with. Ta-da! Make sure it's not too tight. What do you think?
His initial reaction when we put on the booties, he wondered, what is this on my foot? The booties seemed to really help at first, so he was able to hobble around the house, so much so that he wore out a hole in his little booties.
Oh my goodness. What are we gonna do? Mama's gotta make a lot of boots for you.
He was so determined, and nothing got in his way as far as obstacles. And he was seeing my cats go up the cat tree. It's almost like I could see the wheels turning in his head, thinking, how can I get up there? He couldn't jump because he didn't have back feet to propel him up.
He is determined to get up this cat tree. You wanna go on the cat tree this way?
I knew that he had to get strong enough with his front legs to be able to use his claws and his arms to pull him up there.
Get up there. Good. Come here. Okay, come here. Come on. Good job.
I knew that if he could get up to that first one, that he was going to get higher and higher. How did you get up there?
You got to the second level. How are you gonna get down?
It was at that point that I started to realize that he was going to have a very normal life. I knew it was time that he couldn't stay with me any longer because that's my goal as a foster parent. The doctor took some x-rays and saw that the bone in his good nub was actually shaped perfectly. The doctor said, no more using the booties. They were a great idea, but we don't need those anymore. He was happy and growing and playful, so I started the process of looking for homes for him, and he had quite a few applications. But then I got an application from Moses. Moses had a little kitty named Scout that was the same age as Scotty, so I knew Scotty would have a playmate. It just seemed perfect.
First time I saw him, I thought, oh my god, he's extremely cute. He is a giver, and nothing would stop him. I'd love to have that kind of energy around the house.
He would be a pampered little prince, and that's exactly what he deserved.
I was so waiting for, and when I first met him, it just made it even more sold.
And you get to meet your new family. Are you excited?
I've fostered hundreds of fosters over the years, and I'm not gonna lie, I do cry still. The night before adoption day, I started preparing his to-go bag. I make little to-go bags for all of my fosters on adoption day. I've got a little blankie that smells like home, so that's in his bag, along with his favorite toy, little fish taco. Stick that in the bag too. And then we just put a little note in there. Time to go to the airport. Moses happened to be traveling and was flying home, and he even flew Scotty home first class, just like he deserves.
Well, I can't find Scooter and Scout, but let's see where they are. I think I know where they're hiding. Scout's always had that horrible habit of filming with Jordan, but oh, hi guys. He taught Scotty how to do that. Have y'all been in here all day? Scotty was a little unsure of himself, but he cuddled with me first night. Scout was so excited to have another cat in the house. They started playing together. Scout's always the instigator. Scotty will watch Scout do it. We'll just kind of return it in favor. this before, so he has no limitations.
They could have told me, we're moving out, we don't want him, can you have him? They didn't tell nobody, they just left him. I'm the neighbor that lives right across the street directly in front of their house. They don't want you to believe it, especially because he was so old. To them, you're everything. That's all they know, that's all they have. I would look over and you can just tell he was waiting for his owners to come home. For any car movement, he would look up. Whether it was rainy, windy, cold, he would just wait out there so calm, just looking back and forth. You could tell that he was just so broken.